NASCAR Cup Series qualifying is officially done from Iowa Speedway, and Chase Briscoe has once again won the pole. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. As I just said a second ago, NASCAR Cup Series qualifying is officially done from Iowa Speedway, and Chase Briscoe has won the pole once again. This is Chase Briscoe's sixth pole of 2025, and I also believe his second straight pole. And if I'm not mistaken, this is now 7 times in the last 11 races where Chase Briscoe has started on the front row. I don't know what they're doing to that 19 car when it comes to qualifying, but I think you can safely say that Chase Briscoe is a new Ryan Newman when it comes to qualifying, because what that 19 team has is absolutely incredible. I know it doesn't always transition to pace and speed, but that 19 car has also been having a lot of pace and speed throughout the race, and not just when it comes to their qualifying. So really impressive speed from the 19 team. They've been doing really good as of recently, and to continue to have the momentum is great, and especially with track position probably going to be a really big factor of how fast that car was in practice. Well, it wasn't just qualifying, but the practice speed they showed. That 19 car could be a really big factor in the race tomorrow. But 6 poles this year, absolutely incredible. What he's doing is phenomenal in that 19 car. I know McDowell had like 5 or 6 poles last year, but a lot of those were on super speedways. Chase Briscoe's only had 1 pole on a super speedway, and all the other ones on different types of tracks. So impressive to see what Chase Briscoe's doing. Congratulations him on winning the pole for another NASCAR Cup Series race. A very impressive qualifying trend that continues for the 19 team as they continue to put on some really good qualifying trends here in the NASCAR Cup Series. So now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the top qualifiers from today and talk about the big storylines and the big factors in the race. So Chase Briscoe wins the pole. William Byron qualifies second on the front row. Really good speed from William Byron, just not enough to get the pole today, but that 24 has qualified really well. Been the fastest Hendrick car generally in qualifying this year. They haven't had a lot of good races, so they're looking for a really good finish, but they ran well in this race last year. Solid speed for William Byron. He'll start second. Kyle Larson qualifies third. I think it's safe to say that Kyle Larson is back. He hasn't been qualifying amazing this year, so good to see him start up front. And Larson, I think, will have a car capable of winning, because this car was really good in practice early today. They made 1 or 2 mistakes during the practice session, but Kyle Larson has a pretty good car. He'll be starting in third position. Good job by Kyle Larson. Austin Cindric qualifies fourth. They had decent speed in practice early today. Best of one of the better Penske cars, I should say. Solid speed for Cindric, starting in the top 5. Needs a good run today after having their issues. Last week he qualified fourth. Good job for him. Brad Keselowski qualified 5th. How about that for Brad? They haven't been qualifying great, but they've been getting a lot of results. Now they've got the track position to be up front all day. Solid job by Brad Keselowski. He'll be starting inside the top 5 and 5th. Ryan Blaney qualified 6th. Generally, this 12th car doesn't qualify great, but they run well. So to have the track position, that's really impressive for Blaney. Good job for him. He'll be starting in 6th position. Carson Osbar qualified 7th. That car was not good in practice at all, but they found something in qualifying, and he qualifies inside the top 10 for the second week in a row. Solid job by Carson Osbar in 7th. Chase Elliott qualified 8th. He's got a better race car than a qualifying car, I would say. That car looked really good in practice earlier today. I like the speed of the 9. Just a little bit of a mistake to knock it up on the top, but still solid. Not far behind his teammates either. He'll be starting inside the top 10. AJ Allmendinger qualifies 9th. They had solid speed in practice. They got a pretty good qualifying car as well. I think that's back-to-back top 10 starting positions for AJ, as he did qualify in the top 10 last week for the Brickyard. Solid job by Allmendinger. He'll be starting in 9th. And Justin Haley qualified 10th. A needed shot in the arm for this number 17. They've had some decent runs as of late, but there's a lot of uncertainty around the 7 car currently at the moment, whether Haley's going to be in this car from what some are saying at this point. So solid job for Justin Haley, a big confidence booster. He'll be starting 10th. Denny Hamlin qualified 11th. They've got a decent car, but they didn't do the best job in qualifying, but we saw him move up to the field last week. Solid job for Hamlin, though, but not a great job, though. Josh Berry qualified 12th. They weren't that great in practice, but they made a good qualifying car, and they'll start inside the top 15 and 12. Not a bad job for him. Michael McDowell qualified 13th. Not bad for him. Joe Logano qualified 14th. They were terrible in practice earlier today, but they did a decent job in qualifying, starting inside the top 15. And with strategy probably going to come into play, you never know how things could go for Joey Logano. Bubba Wallace qualified 15th. They've got a better car than where they qualified, in my opinion. That car looked really good in race trim, especially. Just not enough to get up there because they made a mistake in qualifying, but they were still the best of the 2011 racing cars. So that's a promise, and he looks to build momentum after winning the Brickyard 400 last week. Alex Bowman qualified 16th, the worst of the Hendrick cars. He was the weakest of the Hendrick cars in practice earlier today as well. A little bit of work to do in the race. He'll start in 16th. Chris Bell qualifies in 17th. Decent speed for him. Made a mistake in qualifying, but decent speed, not great speed though. Austin Dillon qualified 18th, Cole Custer qualified 19th, Ty Gibbs qualified in 20th. A little bit of work to do for the driver of the 54 car. Shane Van Gisbergen qualifies 21st. Once again, the second straight race in a row that Shane Van Gisbergen outqualifies his teammates on pure pace and speed. Really impressive SVG. He just picked up a Legends car win. He's getting better at these ovals. He's showing improvement. Another week where I know 21st isn't exceptional, but he's getting better at these ovals, qualifying better as well. He'll start in 21st. Not a bad job by SVG. Tyler Reddick qualified 22nd. Not a great qualifying run. Gonna have a lot of work to do in the race. They had decent speed in practice, but they seemed like they were just all over the place at times as well. He'll be starting in 22nd. Zane Smith qualified in 23rd. Riley Herbst qualified 24th, one of his best starting positions so far this year, and it's not a great position, all things considered. Eric Jones qualified 25th. Daniel Soares qualified 26th, still looking for a job going into next year at the moment. Better than Ross Chastain. Chris Buescher qualified 27th. Disappointing for the other two RFK racing cars, I gotta say. Buescher just didn't look amazing in practice earlier today. Got a little bit of work to do, though. He'll be starting in 27th. Ross Chastain qualified 28th. They just haven't had the qualifying speed. They've had decent race cars as of late, but their qualifying trends have just not been that good for the one team. We'll see if Ross can get up there, but they've had some bad momentum as of late over the last few months or so. John Henry Mitchell qualified 29th. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. qualified in 30th. Noah Gragson qualified 31st. Ty Dillon qualified in 32nd. Ryan Preece qualified 33rd. They have struggled this week, and that 60 car just doesn't have a lot of speed right now, which is surprising considering that 60 car most of this year has had a lot of really good speed. Not much today so far. He'll be starting in 33rd. Todd Gillen qualified 34th. Cody Ware qualified in 35th. Joey Gase qualified 36th. And Kyle Busch will start in 37th. Kyle Busch had a decent car in practice, but unfortunately the early stages of practice in group number one, Kyle Busch had an issue with the car. The car overcorrected and the outside wall destroyed the car. He will have to go to backup car and start in the rear field of the race tomorrow. Tough break for Kyle, who's got an opportunity to make it on points a little bit, but he's 81 points back. He's pretty much now at this point in a must-win situation with only 4 races to go in the regular season. So, that is the top qualifiers from today's session. What are the big things to watch? The track seems to be very, very treacherous. A lot of guys were sideways. We saw Kyle Larson make a mistake. We saw other drivers like Tyler Reddick have issues. Kyle Busch, Ross Chastain. These guys are going over the bumps. The bumps are going to be a major factor in the race. Tires weren't really falling off too much, but these guys are a little bit out of control, and I think that will be a factor in the race as well. The drivers that I thought were really fast in the practice session earlier today. I already mentioned that Kyle Larson looked to be the best in practice earlier today. That car looked really, really good. I like the speed from Chase Elliott. He had some pretty good pace, especially in the 15 to 20 lap runs. Christopher Bell, before he made mistakes, he looked really good out there. William Byron looks really, really good. And Bubba Wallace, who is looking to continue building that momentum, I think he's got a pretty solid car and a pretty strong car for the race as well. If you're looking for some sleeper pits, I'm actually going to put Shane Van Gisbergen in the mix because SVG had a decent car, especially on the longer run, especially from Group 1. He had the 4th best lap, 10 lap, or 20 lap average. He had decent speed. I think he's getting better at these types of tracks. I also think despite the fact that Ross Chastain did not qualify very well, I think Ross has a decent car. And I'll throw Justin Haley out there as well because Justin Haley had a pretty decent car in practice earlier today. So I'll throw his name in the mix as well for the race later tomorrow. So we'll see how things go, but I think it's going to be interesting to see how this race plays out in the Cup Series race coming up very, very soon. So that is going to be a 4 reactions to NASCAR Cup Series qualifying from Iowa Speedway. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Notifications on so if I win a video does go live on my channel. Follow me Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Let's go below that and comment your thoughts below on today's episode. Your thoughts on Cup Series qualifying from today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And congratulate Chase Briscoe on winning another pole. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Later today on the channel, we're going to see the Xfinity Series race review from Iowa Speedway. Tomorrow, you're going to have the starting lineup video for the Iowa Corn 350 at Iowa. And you're also going to see the race review as well. Maybe a Shane Van Gisbergen video as well. Then Monday, we're going to have a NASCAR news video. We're going to talk about that rumor around Haas factory team maybe getting bought or merging with Legacy Motor Club potentially. We'll talk about Chris Bell being a substitute for Stuart Friesen as well. We'll talk about some stuff from over the weekend as well. Talk about Will Brown once again, among other things. We got content coming on people like Haley Deegan, Shane Van Gisbergen, Collards, Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, Bubba Wallace, Ross Chastain, Sheldon Creed, Sam Mayer, Clayton Zafar, Dodge Ram, Frankie Muniz, Eric Almirola, Austin Hill, you name it, Junior Motorsports, Connor Zilch, all the good stuff we talk about on the channel in the coming days and weeks. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.